AI cryptos are still the #1 growth sector within this industry. As our attention's pulled here and there with all these new coins coming out, there's still one industry that is seeing a bigger growth than any other. And it's AI. Look at the amount of cash flow that's going into AI right now. It's far beyond anything we've seen before in the crypto industry, and it's why this is where we should be paying our attention. Now, we've seen already a lot of growth within AI, but there's a few projects that are now pulling back to healthier levels, and I want to talk about one AI agent in particular, delysium, that could be a great opportunity going forward. So do me a favor, hit that like button, and let's find out more about AGI. Now guys, first things first, I want to go down and dig deeper into the artificial intelligence market size going forward. Now, it's no mystery, I'm sure, that this is actually an industry within crypto that is actually growing on merit rather than just on, hype and excitement. And that's because the spend already going to AI is just ridiculous. It's already projected by 2032 to reach $2.5 trillion, which, when you look at the current market cap of the entire crypto space at $2.5 trillion, is pretty damn big. And as you look at this article over on Forbes, you'll see that AI will have an estimated 21% net increase on the United States GDP by 2030. That means a bigger and bigger portion of the US GDP is going to be spent on AI development going forward. Now, what type of AIs do we have at the moment? How does it all work? Well, I know this is quite a technical area, and many of us don't really understand this in full detail. Well, probably by now you've been using the likes of ChatGPT and my old friend Claude to be helping you with reading white papers and all sorts of other bits and pieces. These are what are called large language models. And if we look at this image here, which looks fairly basic but actually tells a very clear picture, you'll see that large language models sit down here. Now we have a user who can basically work right now directly with a large language model. I could say, hey Claude, what do you think the weather's going to be like in September in Paraguay? And it can come back and say, well, usually it's like this. And maybe I can say, hey, what's, this information here? But effectively it's doing what Google does, but it's just doing it in a friendlier, kind of more personable manner. And whilst great for storing lots of information, we can't really use it without having to kind of ask it things and then take the information and go away and do something. Therefore, one of the biggest use cases of this AI going forward that's been projected is AI agents. And what that basically means is you can ask an AI agent to do something for you, like tell me what the temperature's like today. If it's going to be hot, make sure you shut the windows. If it's going to be cold, make sure you turn on the heating. And it can take the information, it can work out the weather, and then it can go and act upon your instructions, which I think you'll agree is pretty interesting. Now, I first came across AGI back in the autumn when we covered it around sort of November time here. And as you can see, after this kind of bit of growth, everyone was like, well, you've missed the pump. Things are kind of going much higher. And, since then, we've seen a lot of growth in AGI. And lots of people will be like, well, yeah, we're too late for this. And I did kind of go out there and consider other AI agents and try and find other AI agents. But then I thought back to the last bull market. Some of the biggest winners in the last bull market, the likes of Axie Infinity, the likes of Gala Games, the likes of Solana, the likes of Polygon, they were all first movers in their industry. So while you might go and find something else that hasn't seen its kind of growth yet, often you're better off getting into the first mover, although sometimes it's difficult to know which those are until they get moving. But then you can sometimes get into them at a decent time. And I wanted to bring you a delysium video at some point, but as you can see, it's been on some sort of crazy run for ages without any significant pullback. However, now we've got a nice pullback of around sort of 40% at its maximum, currently sat around 30% down, and maybe there's even an opportunity to get in down around here. But as far as I'm concerned, despite the fact it's got a $300 million market cap and, it has seen some good growth recently, it's still the early mover of AI agents. And then since AI agents is something that everyone out there is talking about as being the next big thing for crypto, and in fact the world outside of crypto, seems to me that the early adopter, the early mover, is probably the one I want to be backing. Given what happened before, and given what might happen again, that the early mover might still have a lot of merit to get behind. Okay, so let's look into this more. AI-powered open world framework. That sounds a bit technical, right? But don't worry, we can go through and we can have a look at some things here. And I think, unfortunately, despite me enjoying my life as a crypto YouTuber and teaching you all these kind of tutorials and how to use these tools, I think my days are numbered, and it's because of this, right? And this is so exciting, because this, I think you'll agree, does look like, the future is basically arriving now. Okay, the first AI-powered Web3 operating system called Lucy is basically like having someone who's going to go do something for you. You know, you've got like Alexa, turn on that song, or Alexa, do that. This is slightly different in that Lucy, who is, you know, still under development, so you can have to go and apply for early access. And so here you can see, you can ask questions to Lucy, and Lucy will go and do things for you in crypto. Transfer this much money to Vitalik at Ethereum, okay? It's going to go and start to do the transaction. You just have to sign it. Convert $10 to Ethereum on Uniswap, and then it's going to run through and do all these different things for you, which is really cool, right? What NFTs does Vitalik own? This is why, I'm going to be pretty much redundant. All those things I've been teaching you with Arkham, and all those things I've been teaching you with Nansen, it seems like very soon you're going to be like, hey, which are the trending crypto coins out there today? Which do you think is the best opportunity? Can you go and invest $10 for me in like 3 of the top ones today? And she's going to go and do it for you, which is really pretty bonkers, okay? And then there's also this other thing, which again, I've kind of applied for early access for, which is create your own AI twin. Now, at the moment, you're probably aware that I've got various groups, various communities, ranging from the free Telegram, linked down below, the Inner Circle, which is a Discord group with access to pre-sales and things like that, and then the League, where you get live Zoom calls with myself and other people. All of those are linked down below. Now, a lot of time, people are like, oh, Peter, it'd be great if you were kind of a bit more active in there. You know, obviously, I would love to be in there 24/7 chatting to all these different people across these different groups. But obviously, I've also got to make YouTube videos, and I've also got to do some research at some point, and as well, hopefully eat some food and have a bit of rest. But imagine a future where you could create an AI twin of yourself who's going to learn your personality and then basically be able to be on call in those groups on your behalf. And that personally, I think, is pretty cool. Now, obviously, I think there's maybe some issues with that going forward because you're never going to know who you're going to be talking to. And you only wonder how long it is before people start using Tinder to arrange them dates with an AI agent. So you literally just have to turn up in person. And then how do you know if the other person you're talking to is even real or just an AI agent or something anyway? Could be crazy, right? And obviously there's far more possibilities than just organizing your dating life. Now this goes in further and shows you what Lucy's doing, right? So Interact Arena, okay, it's just sort of showing that I can click to send. I want to buy some AGI worth 100 USDT, click to send. And then you can see that the actions it's going to give you as options. You say, well, what's AGI? Purchase AGI on a decentralized exchange or on a centralized exchange. So if I click on, let's say, on a DEX, then you can see it's going to give me the action steps to take. So all the time right now, people are sort of saying, oh, well, how do I do this? How do I connect my MetaMask? How do I get this chain on MetaMask? It's going to take away all the need for people to do this. This could really assist in mass adoption. Now, you can just do with like a click of a button, click approve, and then you say, oh, transaction done. Here's other things it talks about. Enabling a netlist of autonomous agents. You could effectively have a network of agents who are going to be like assisting you with all sorts of different things. One could be handling your taxes. One could be handling like your home and like making sure that, you know, the temperatures are right and all these things. When you think about Internet of Things, this links in very carefully and very nicely with AI agents because you can set it to do different things, right? So it might be difficult for you to go and set a limit order and be like, well, I don't, you know, I want to sell if like Ethereum goes to 5K, I want to sell my Ethereum, but I don't really know how to do that without having to set an alert. So literally say, hey, Lucy, you can set an alert to sell Ethereum at 5K. Not even set an alert. Go and sell Ethereum if it hits 5K. And if it goes to 2K, cash me out. Okay? You know, it's going to be completely autonomous. Very, very interesting. At the moment, it's on BNB and Ethereum. It is coming soon here. I would imagine the natural fit for the coming soon would be going on to something like Solana, but let's see. Who knows how it's going to play out. Not only that, they've just created this, which is basically linking all of the different AI agents together. So if I've got an AI agent that's going out and doing things for me and learning about the blockchain and all these other bits and pieces, then it can feed its information across the network to other AI agents, and therefore the AI agents across this neural network, like the one I was talking about the other day on that ICP video, are going to be linking together, sharing information, and overall increasing their efficiency and intelligence. Now, I know, we've all watched those movies of AIs going and doing pretty scary stuff, and that's why it's been built on the Delysium Multiverse Accelerator, okay, the DMA. And this basically is a network where all these AI agents can communicate and ultimately ensure each time that each of the information being sent is correct. And there's not like development of bad actors and other things coming in like that. Now, getting into the Delysium white paper, I see kind of like the most growth opportunity in crypto, not just being for crypto people, okay, but people outside of crypto who might start to interact with crypto without even realizing they're doing it. So when it comes to like Web3 and Lucy, the agent for this kind of Web3 super app, like that's cool. But if you look at more of the opportunity outside of Web3, then you open up a much bigger window to potentially see kind of growth within this sector. And that's what it's all about, okay? And as you can see, reading the opportunity analysis in their white paper, you can find out more about this. Okay, this is one of the reasons that I got really into AI agents and understanding like AI agents deep and all these other things, okay? You can see they're basically talking about the market being worth 136 billion in 2022. And estimated to be 407 billion by 27. Okay, this is the growth rate which we were looking at earlier on those charts. 73% of businesses are adopting AI chatbots already for customer service. Which, to be honest, if you've ever tried to like find something out properly on KuCoin or whatever, it's a pain in the ass. But these are obviously going to get smarter as time goes on and be able to actually handle a few more things for you. So if businesses are already choosing to implement this, why wouldn't they? Because it means they can get rid of customer service staff, which are expensive, and maybe not even as good as an AI agent that has access to instant information. So it then goes on to talk about the seamless integration of AI agents into pretty much every single thing that we do over the next 30 or 40 years. And if we see things like that, maybe you're like, well, you know, I'm in crypto, I want to make gains now. So that's why we pay attention to these charts, okay? So if the growth rate is going crazy right now, lots of existing businesses will be looking to get on board and partner up with companies like this. And that's why you can see that they're already partnered with some of the biggest names literally in the world right now. Microsoft, Google, obviously say no more. And yet it's still like $300 million market cap. $300 million market cap in an industry that could be worth multiple trillions of dollars by 2030 makes it quite interesting. And here, look, ChatGPT had 1 million users within the first 5 days. 1 in 10 cars will be self-driving by 2030. 64% of businesses are expecting AI to increase productivity. This is an article on Forbes that pretty much tells you why AI cryptos are going to be bigger than anything out there. 97% of business owners believe that ChatGPT will help with their businesses. So yeah, that's ChatGPT, which we know is limited compared to the AI agent that has access to ChatGPT and then can go and do things on your behalf. Now it appears after going in further to this delysium multiverse accelerator, that delysium isn't just limited by that narrow window of like Web3 kind of chat helper kind of thing, but is also looking into things like decentralized game publishing. They've already got a AAA blockchain game called Delysium Center City. So think about within video games, you're playing a video game and you're interacting with other people within that video game. These can now be AIs, and these AIs can basically enhance gameplay experience. This tech can then be used in other games, etc. And it's all very exciting. Now, DMA, or Delysium Multiverse Accelerator, and it's basically like a membership, okay? It allows you to support the network with like staking reward, and it seems in return you get lots of other benefits, such as airdrops, prior rights to join Web3 content published by decentralized publishing protocols, and other things, but also helping to validate the whole platform and whole network, and you're rewarded for that in additional tokens. Think of it like mining tokens. You're contributing to the network, and in return, you get basically a reward. Now, obviously, everything about this seems really cool and really exciting. So you're probably like, well, are there any downsides or any risks? I think it's always important when looking at any crypto project to be able to look at both sides of the story. When it comes to delysium, basically being an AI agent, who knows exactly what the landscape's going to look like going forward when it comes to rules and regulations implemented by various different governments. Now, obviously, you would have thought, being backed by the likes of Microsoft and Google, it would probably look pretty good for delysium. But in the past, we've already seen how different regulation can affect certain crypto coins, for example, XRP. Now, obviously, another important thing when it comes to crypto is that of the community. Obviously, the community can help get a project going and obviously invest in that particular community. As you see coming across to Twitter, currently it's at around 252,000 followers, which is obviously pretty big. But I think that that's a really important thing when you consider something else that's going on right now. Now, going across to Binance Futures, I found something else that's very important. Binance Futures at the moment has nominations for different token pools going live. And as you can see, that people over there are starting to vote on delysium, Milady meme coin, and various others, and delysium currently sat in second place. If it can go and pick up the most votes, there's a good chance that delysium then goes and gets offered on Binance. And obviously we know once coins get listed onto Binance, things can really start to take off. And if you yourself are holding delysium, or you want to go and vote on things like this, then all you need to do is go across to Binance, sign up for your account, and then go to the futures, and you can vote on the different tokens in order to see your tokens get listed. Another thing that seems to be pretty positive about the community is that lots of people have been staking AGI tokens. You can see back in December, they'd already got nearly $15 million worth of token staked, and that appears to continue to be increasing. Now, it seems to me that you can do a minimum of around 6 months and a maximum of 24 months in order to earn various rewards, but it shows that people are bullish and supportive of this project. Now, the reason I've focused on AGI or delysium is that there are other AI agents in the space that have also been doing quite well recently, and in fact have significantly bigger market caps, both being Fetch AI, and Singularity Net. These market caps are literally 6 times bigger than that of AGI, and that makes it kind of interesting. Is why it's been exploding quite aggressively recently, but that's nothing compared to the growth we've seen in the likes of Fetch and AGIX. Therefore, yeah, unless you were subscribed and you watched my video all the way back here, back in November, when we called AGI as being one of the better opportunities around, and since then went up around 28x, to have a pullback now being up only 18 or 19x, it still appears to be pretty early, okay? It still looks like it's in a good opportunity position, and with all those partnerships like Google, Microsoft, it seems like a bit of a no-brainer to have exposure to this particular niche. Now, in terms of a pullback opportunity, you can see right now something interesting going on. I recommend let's hit into a 4-hour, and if we look at a 4-hour, we can see the AGI chart right now, and it's currently Tuesday, 11:45 a.m. for me, and this video will probably go live in about 10 hours from now, that we currently sat down just after breaking out an interesting kind of pattern. It's basically like a bull flag. Now, bull flags will drop down to what are called buy zones, where you have a bit of sideways action, and then from your sideways action, you tend to kind of find support. This right now is sitting in a buy zone, okay? And the next buy zone area down, where we've had a bit of sideways action, is here, okay, around 0.37. Right now, it looks to me like it's breaking out of this buy zone. It's just kind of where it's broken beyond this chart pattern as well, and could well sort of see a good bit of continued growth. What does the price prediction from this particular pattern look like? Well, you take the height of the flag, okay, this is the flag, this is the flag pole, you move from a breakout position. You can see that within short space of time, we potentially will see a growth of around 108%. Where does this go in the future? Well, you've already got a market cap of around $3 billion for Fetch AI. Okay, AGI sat there at $300 million market cap. So that's 10x to Fetch AI's level. But when we consider the potential spend going into this, just right now in 2004, 2005, $757 billion. I think within an area like this, an AI agent has great potential. Remember, crypto prices get overinflated as well on top of that. This is one of the only industries that actually has the merit to be able to achieve larger market caps. If 97% of businesses want to implement AI agents in the coming years, then it seems to me that these particular coins within this industry that are currently sat there with like $300 million market caps, there's no reason why we can't be seeing like 30 to maybe even a 50x if things go really well for a project like this. But obviously go away and do your own research. Maybe, just maybe, you know, the market cools down, it drops down to the next buy zone, and then we got another good opportunity. So it's worth taking a look at. I will in the future continue to do more deep dives, particularly in and around the AI niche, as well as deepen the underlying layer that supports the development of AI, and also other key narratives like the one I did yesterday for real-world assets, and more I'll do later in this week for things like gaming. Therefore, guys, if you want to find out about projects that are outside of the top 100, that are actually doing well and have huge growth potential in the future, then make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss the next 1820x that I talk about, that we've already seen from AGI since I made the video back in the autumn. And then you don't need to download Lucy to help you with your crypto journey, because I'll do it for you. Now, in terms of where delysium is available, come into CoinMarketCap, you can see there's a bunch of different exchanges, both centralized and decentralized, notably not yet on Binance, but looking at the partners, potential for future relationships there. Now, from this broad list of different tokens, I personally use MEXC. Link down below in the description is a bonus link for that. I use MEXC because it's got over 4,500 different coins out there. 0.1% spot maker taker fees, which are pretty much the cheapest anywhere across crypto. But if you're in the US or you're finding it difficult to access because of your country, you literally just need to get a NordVPN, link down below as well, where you get 4 months free, and then it's like $3 per month. Using a NordVPN and MEXC, you can access pretty much any crypto available out there. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow with another one. Bye-bye.